Good evening and welcome to the Intercontinental Sim Racing Porsche Cup Challenge season finale. Today, our racers tackle one of the most recognisable tracks in motorsport, Spa-Francorchamps. Of course, this isn't just the season finale of the Porsche Cup League, but ISRC as an organisation will close after this race, so let's hope for a great race and a great organisation. Moving on to tonight's racing, we have our usual format, two 20-minute races, with the second race having the reverse grid of the top 10. We've seen drama with this format. If we go all the way back to Detroit, we saw Spa-Francorchamps almost hold on to the race lead, with Alex Gow taking the lead on the last lap of the race. Will we see that happen again today? Only time will tell. But before the action heats up on track, let me introduce your commentary team tonight for one final time. My co-commentator tonight is Markin Jacobson, and running the cameras is Vincent Evers. Just before we get on with the race, I just want to thank both of you for the excellent job that you've both done this season. I've thoroughly enjoyed commentating beside you two, and I hope we can do more in the future. Good evening, Martin. I thought, as this was our final race, that you could take us through the championship standings and get everybody up to date before we get underway.
Good evening, Sebastian, and thank you yourself for an amazing job. How happy am I to be here at Spa-Francorchamps, one of my favorite circuits. Well, let me start up with the AM Championship, which was won last time around by Spa-Francorchamps at Hungaroring. So big congratulations to him for an astonishing 1,650 points, and again, win in the AM Championship. However, behind him, it's still all to play for. With 1,164 points, David Glass is in second, followed by Simon Serke with 921 points, and in fourth, Will Money with 897 points, and followed is in fifth, Stephen Kershaw, 807 points. For those quick at math, can see that for positions 2 to 5, it's all to play for that second place on the podium in the championship. And behind those 5, it's even closer. So in the AM Championship, still all to play for except that top spot. Which brings me to the overall championship and the top spot, because let me tell you, I'm excited. With a current 249 points between the overall leader, Alex Gal, and second position, Diogo Almeida, it's still not decided who will come out as the champion of our second season of ISRC Porsche Challenge. However, it will be decided tonight. Between Diogo in second and Spa-Francorchamps in third, there's only 195 points difference. However, due to Ewout sadly not being able to race today, no one can challenge for the top 2 seats. To let you know, there's 300 points if you win both races, so it's still all to play for. Behind them though, still very, very close. The 11 drivers from David Glass in 4th to Stephen Kershaw in 14th, still all those 11 still have a chance to take the 4th positions, which is just sadly off the podium. This does, however, show us how close it's been this season. Amazing racing we've had and how close it's just been. It's been incredible. And for those who wondered, between 4th and 14th, there is 11 drivers due to some of the drivers being equal points going into this final race. So I think we will have some close racing tonight with a lot still on the plate. Sebastian, do you have any predictions?
I think my prediction is going to be a little bit of a kerfuffle. I think I'll call it into turn 1, La Source. I think it's going to be pretty interesting. As you mentioned, a lot of people equal on points, so I think there'll be a lot of position swapping at the start. And as long as there's no contact, it can only be for our benefits as viewers. I cannot wait to get this race underway. It's going to be interesting, and of course we will try as best as we can to keep you up to date with championship ramifications, but stay tuned to the ISRC Discord and Twitter account for the final announcement on who is your Season 2 Porsche Cup champion. As we have a look at the action on track, Jacob Malajowski is currently P1, which is very interesting, with Diogo Alberto is in second place, with Alex Gow all the way down, I say all the way down, in 4th place, with Paul Busby, one of the new drivers for today, for today's race, is in 3rd, so very good opening from him. He's in the 888 car, so watch out for Paul Busby. He has been absolutely rapid in the FTR endurance league. Currently, I think P1 in the championship there for the GT4. He drives the Porsche GT4, so it's not too much of a change for him to come into the Porsche Cup GT3, although a little bit quicker, so he's straight up to pace at the moment. Another new entry is Sean Cranley Swash, down in 12th place at the moment. He's joined again for the final race of the season. And Martin Pearson, the league organizer, has joined us once again, so he is 10th. Actually, another new entry for this race is Keith Eiserman, who is in 7th place. Driver for Backmarker Racing. So still 2 Backmarker Racing cars today, even though Ewout has not, will unfortunately not be able to attend the race. So as the time ticks down towards 2 hours 30, so all the practice time that our drivers have had today. Of course, we've had 2 3-hour-long practice sessions. One was a little bit delayed due to the update, Martin. I know that, of course, iRacing had this update this week, and unfortunately, we weren't able to get the server up and running as iRacing was still down. Do you think that would have affected the drivers at all?
Personally, I don't think so. We made sure to give them an extra bit of practice after that, and of course they can all run the track by themselves whenever they want to. And judging from what we've seen, I think they have practiced a lot outside our sessions as well, and I think we will see a great and stellar performance yet again.
I think I agree with you on that one. So go off to a good start.
Yeah, aren't we not? Time ticking down, Seb, and Jacob Masajewski is always looking very good. Diogo in 2nd, and he has to win. If he wants to win the championship, I do believe he has to win both races today. How likely do you think that is? With Alex, of course, Alex Gal not giving.
It's unlikely, but as a little bit of a Murray Walker quote, but not necessarily the full quote, is that anything can happen in motorsports, and it usually does. So we will see what happens. I think it's always possible. Alex Gal can always have a difficult race, though I haven't quite remembered when the last time we saw Alex Gal having a difficult race, but I'm sure that might exist at some point. So
actually, sorry to intrude, but he did have a bit of difficult race. Was it last time or the time before that? I know he finished in 4th or 5th even, with some incidents. So while he had a very good season, it's definitely not been a perfect season for Alex Gal, and he'll hope to end on a good note.
I think that's a lot of drivers. I think will be hoping to end on a good note today. Of course, the final race for not only ISRC Porsche Cup, but ISRC as a whole. And so I know that a lot of people have joined just to see out this league, and I'm sure a lot of people might just be taking it a little bit more carefully, as you're right, they just want to see off the season in style. Having a look at the number 18 car, Diogo Alberto, who we've been talking about, needs to win both races today. Might be a little bit unlikely, but we will see what happens. As I've just noticed, David Glass has just popped up into P7 there, so well ahead of the Anfield at the moment. If he can continue that, he'll be on for a very good result today. Of course, David Glass been a super quick driver in the championship this season. Unfortunately for him, struggled with his starts during the season, which has meant that he's had to most of his drives have become recovery drives rather than simple drive away leads. So sad for him, but he's done incredible today, and incredible all season, and I hope today he can rectify his starting issue for the final race and have a good race.
I can tell you there, Seb, I know last time around he had somewhat good starts, and I asked him about it. He's told me he has practiced his starts, and they should be better, even better now than the last time. So hopefully that's correct, and he can get away good.
It's a shame that we don't have webcams, because I'm crossing all my fingers for him. Let's try and do the reverse commentator's curse today, because I would love to see David Glass get a good start and go on to maybe win the AM for both races. We'll have to see. Of course, he's currently up ahead in the in practice, but it doesn't count for anything practice. And to be honest, qualifying doesn't normally really, as we've seen some incredible racing here during this league and during the season. So always. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter where you qualify, because there's been some great battles, and we know that everybody is super quick here, as we see Martin Pearson not necessarily Yeah, as he goes for a bit of a spin now. I was talking about how everybody was quick, and he was quick. Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you qualify, because things like we just saw can happen. But I think it's a track a lot of the drivers know very well, and I think that will help the racing be even cleaner, because it's not the difficult of tracks, I want to say, and it's a so well-known track. I think everyone knows it fairly well, and that will help out with the racing.
I think they will indeed. So is all the cars have just appeared. We are off and ready to start our qualifying session. I just thought it was very interesting that just before we went to the qualifying session, Alex Gal actually popped it up into P2. Still 3/10 off the leader, but interesting. So Alex Gal still practicing and finding pace on his final lap. We have a look at Paul Busby at the moment, sporting a very nice livery. Very recognizable for this race. Of course, a one-time entry to see off ISRC. Lovely to have you here, Paul, as we head down towards Le Combe, one of the most high-speed corners on this track. Tricky braking zone. I've, like probably most people who have so far been able to have the pleasure of driving the Mercedes W12, it actually goes for a little bit of a spin there on the exit. But yeah, I've been driving the Mercedes W12 around here quite a lot over the last 2 days, so I'm struggling to adjust to the Porsche Cup speed. I'm sure maybe some of the drivers might be having the same, as I'm pretty sure that everybody has at some point driven the Mercedes W12. So Paul Busby going for a little bit of a spin there on the exit of Malmedy, but keeps it, I think, just about out of the barriers. I don't see any damage on that car, so he's all good just to continue. Of course, he'll get an off-track and probably a 2x from that, but it won't affect his lap as long as he hasn't got any damage, so it's a bit of an indiscretion, but I'm sure he'll be playing that as a very good tyre warming strategy. As we go through the Fagnes chicane on board with Diogo Alberto, as he will build towards his start of his first qualifying lap. So nice to see all of these cars out on track at the moment, and I cannot wait to see these guys push to the absolute limits, which we know, of course, they are all capable of, and I'm sure we'll see some stunning lap times. For your information, the fastest lap we have seen in today's practice session is a 2 minute 17.872, so watch out for that, and we'll see if anybody can go faster than their practice times. Hitting the grass there, Diego, through Blanchimont. Clearly wanted to get the most out of the corner there. Very scary getting on the grass into the braking zone of the bus stop, and I think we'll ride on board with Diogo as we start this lap, as he comes through the exit of the bus stop into turn 1, over the start-finish line to start his lap. La Source, very tricky braking zone. Of course, no ABS in these cars, so you've got to be extra careful on the brakes down. So he's just being extra careful. Doesn't really touch the inside curb. We'll use as much as the exit curb as possible. Now up through the gears towards one of the most impressive corners anywhere in the world. One of the most dangerous, but certainly one of the most impressive. And I'm sure this will be absolutely flat through here. He is even a little bit of an upshift into 6 as he gets all loose over the top of Rivage. Radion even through onto the Kemmel straight now, past all the spectators even. I'm sure it must be amazing to watch from there. Probably one of my bucket list items for Formula 1. Down into Le Combe at the moment. Hit the apex curve, take as much as you can. Easy on the throttle through this section. So easy to spin the rears, get all the way over to the left to hook it back right through Malmedy. Now towards that very tricky braking zone of Bruxelles. Downhill, off camber, so easy to lock a front. Will he do anything here? Let's have a listen. He's all good through there. Nice and tidy through the corner that does have a name, even though it doesn't. Corner no name as we come through. Very nice. He takes a little bit of a curb. Easy to get an off track on the exit here. Watch out for that during the race. We might see a few people fall victim to that. Through Pouon now. A little bit of a break. Down 1 gear. Just going to hang it in 4th through the exit. So slippery on the exit curbs here. So easy to just hit this curb right here and beach the car. Into the Fagnes chicane now, braking, probably down 2 gears. He is indeed into 3rd. Wait for the car to grip up before squirting the throttle to then hit the brakes again. Go through the left hand, a little bit of oversteer on exit now as we come towards Stavolo 1 on the brakes again. This curb so treacherous if you stick more than 2 wheels on it. So, but Diogo navigates it perfectly through Stavolo 2 onto the exit curb and onto the back straight towards Blanchimont, and it's been a pretty good lap from Diogo so far. He wants the pole, he needs the pole if he wants to think about the championship. He needs to be at the front of the field. Through Blanchimont now. A little bit of a confidence lift there, but not much. Quite wide on the exit loop, using as much road as possible into the bus stop chicane. Brake just after that white line. Get the car turning. Again, so easy to lock the front right on entry, and so easy to spin the wheels on exit as he goes across the line for, let's see what his lap time was. That looked like a good lap time. So Diogo goes to the top of the standings with a 2 minute 18.4, so 2/10 off his best lap time in practice. So very interesting. Neil's score goes only 800ths behind Diogo, so still got one more lap to play for, so not all's lost, but I think Diogo will be hoping to improve on that a little bit. Actually, Nils has made a 4/10 improvement, so very impressive from him. David Glass into third overall, the number 8 AM driver. Of course, pole position in his class. Let's have a look. So he is actually 2/10 slower as well. So I think we might be seeing some drivers just taking a little bit of a warm-up lap, as it were. Alex Gall, not on the warm-up lap, goes a 2 minute 18.175, which is 0.002 of a second quicker than his practice lap time. Martin, what are you thinking of the action so far?
I'm thinking that Diogo is not happy seeing Alex Gall being that quick. Also, David Glass, impressive as always. I think David, if he was just more consistent, he would be up there in the top as well for the championship battle. And it saddens me a little bit, but I think we've seen him improve over this season, and I think it's been a good journey for him, and I think I think a lot. No, but I just, it's nice to see him being up there as well, showing what he can do, and I hope wherever he goes after this, it continues improving for him.
Yeah, me too. David Glass has been rapid, and his recovery drives and overtaking has just been mega impressive. So he certainly has a lot of pace and skill. As we actually ride and ball with him through the final chicane now, coming towards Savilo 1, massive overset on the exit there, really struggling to get the power down. Diogo Alberto, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, has improved in the first mini sector, but not in the second or third. So he is not currently up on his lap time, which is not good for him. Neil's score is, though. Diogo Alberto is up on his 4th mini sector, so we'll keep an eye if he can improve as he crosses the line. Back on board with David Glass through Blanchimont now. A little bit of a break, actually, taking it a lot more carefully than Diogo. Maybe it's quicker on the exit, or I think he might just be taking it a little bit cautiously. Coming to the bus stop now. Let's see if he makes any mistakes, or it's nice and clean and tidy. Very clean and controlled through there as he goes across the line now. Neil's scores has improved into second. Diogo Alberto has not improved, though. David Glass has not either, so Diogo will be very upset with that as Jacob Bandajowski now goes to the top of the standings with a 2 minute 18.081. So he is our pole position man at the moment. Alex Gall will cross the line. Can he improve? Yes, he can, but he cannot take the pole position. So Jakob will be on pole, and Alex Gall will have to settle for second. Neil's score will be up in third, and Diogo, with his championship battle, will have to start from 4th if he wants a challenge. Still a few drivers on track. Stephen Kershaw is on track, but I don't think he'll be improving. I think he's had a little bit of a moment somewhere throughout that lap, so he will not be improving. Sean Cranley Swash is going to cross the line, and he will not set a lap time by the looks of things, and neither will Paul Busby. So I think they've both had a few incidents on the track. But as qualifying has come to an end, let me tell you your grid for tonight's race 1. Jakob Bandajowski has taken the pole position with a 2 minute 18.081. An incredible line from him. Less than a 10th behind him, though, is his good friend Alex Gall for the VRS Satellite Racing Team. Neil's score is up to 3rd place. A great performance from him. Diogo Alberto, who of course needs to win both races, starts from 4th. David Glass is your pole position man. He takes 5th overall, with Sean Collins, a good performance from him, up to 6th. Keith Eiserman is in 7th, just behind his teammate in Backmarker Racing, and a very good performance from him as he's just started in this race. Martin Pearson, the ISRC League organizer, starts from 8th. Stephen Kershaw is your 2nd place man in AM. David Van Berlin starts P10 in the 999 Chicane Online racing car. Tom Johnson for Sapphire Simsport is in 11th. Paul Busby in 12th for Total Simsport. As we just head down the grid, Jacob Money starts 13th, or 3rd in class, and Sean Cranley Swash is 14th overall, but 4th in AM. So as we just have a few more moments before the start of the race, Martin, great performance from Jakob. Who do you think will win race 1?
Oh, it's so hard to tell. Jakob and Alex will have been going at it so much this season, and Seb, I'm ready for them to battle it out yet again today. I gotta say, while we wait as well, David Glass, what a stellar performance in qualifying. He has all set for him, and I truly hope he can get a good start today, Seb.
I think he can. I forgot to unmute my mic. So, as the lights come on, or just about to come on, we get ready for round 8 of the ISRP Championship. Let's see who will win race 1. As the lights are just about to build, and we will get underway. Here are the lights. The red lights will be building. 1, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. They hold. And we are underway, and it's a good start for everybody. I think Jakob got a good start. Actually, I think everybody got off pretty evenly. Jakob cuts to the outside to take the racing line into turn 1. Nils Kor has a little bit of a look up the inside of Diogo. As I think we've got a little bit of an incident there as we come now through the exit of turn 1 up towards the hill of Arouge and Radion. There's a race for the start at the moment. Alex Gal looks very close to Jakob. He wants that P1. He wants a slipstream. Of course, the long Camel Straight is oh so long and oh so inviting. Stephen Kershaw's dropping down the field a little bit. I think he might have had an issue. He spun at the top of Radion. Oh, no. That's such a dangerous place to spin. There's another car involved as well. The number 17 of Sean Cranley Swash has also been involved. We'll hope to get a replay of that soon. Tom Johnson has also escaped back to the pits. So he is also out of the race. Up ahead, Jakub Madajowski and Alex Gal still one apiece at the moment as Martin Pearson there is getting overtaken by Keith Eiserman. And that's Paul Busby in the background looking to get past Martin as well as we head down towards Bruce House at the moment. Paul sticks up the inside, wants that inside line, but he'll have the outside line for No Name. Martin will have the inside. He's got the advantage. He'll brake late, but they're still side by side on the exit. Paul will have the better run out, and I think he will just have that position as the Martin pulls into his slipstream. What an eventful first lap, Martin.
Yeah, it's we're lucky to only escape with a few incidents. It didn't seem to be too much damage. Ooh, Diogo go off, and Diogo, who really needs to be having the race of his life at the moment, not looking very good. Almost already a 4-second gap up to, a 2-second gap to P1, and he will not like that at all. Disaster for Diogo. You're exactly right. That's not what he needed at the moment. I think David Glass and Jacob Munny have also had a little bit of an incident. I saw them both tumbling down the time sheets just a few corners ago. But back on board with the live racing. We're on board with Keys in the number 88 backmarker racing car with Paul Busby, the 888 car just behind him as they go through Blanchimont now. Will Paul want the inside line? Will Case feel the need to defend? Case defends to the inside, pushes Paul to the outside. Who brakes later? Fairly evenly at the moment, but Paul wants that outside line. Will he stick it up the inside for bus stop number 2? No, he won't. So we will have Kays in 6th and Paul in 7th. But a great start from Paul Busby up to 7th place from the start, and that's Martin Pearson in the pits. So he's Dennis Van Balen also had an incident there in the chicane, or bus stop chicane. I wonder what happened to him. We see him with a little bit of damage, I think, there in the rear, and yeah, maybe we'll get
sorry to cut in there, Martin. We've had a change for the lead. Alex Gal takes the lead as they head up through Arouge and Radion, but Jakob looks super quick as he goes off the track. So much extra speed he's carrying. He'll have the slipstream down the straight towards Lecom, who will take the position. So Jakob pulls out to the inside. He wants that a preferential line. Will we see Alex Gal try around the outside? No, he won't, so he concedes the place. So Jakob takes the lead once again, and I think Alex Gal next lap will be realizing that he does not need to overtake into turn 1, into La Source. He very much needs the line into he needs a slipstream into Lacombe.
The slipstream was so powerful, it made a 5 to 6 km/h difference between the two of them last time around on the Camel Straight. So I think that's very important to remember for both of them.
It's huge, so I think Alex Gal will need to be just a little bit more patient if he wants the move to stick as they come through Huon at the moment. Your top 5 are Jakub Manajowski, Alex Gal, Diogo Alberto is up to 3rd, so he's got past... actually, the gap has come down a little bit to these two up ahead. Sean Collins is in 4th. Paul Busby has got past Kays, so Paul is up to 5th, and Kays Eiserman is now down to 6th. David Glass is in 7th, and your AM leader on board with our race leader, though, through the 2 Stavolos. Also crucial to get this one right, as you can lose so much time on the exit here. They all look to have negotiated the corner absolutely perfectly as we head towards Blanchimont, and I don't expect to be seeing any Max Verstappen-esque moves on today's occasion. These cars have just a little bit too little downforce to go around the outside. But
I wonder, Seb, we've seen Alex Gal so far this season being the patient one, sitting behind Jacob until the last moment. Last race of the season, do you think he will do what he can to overtake today, or do you think we'll see the same patient game as we've seen before?
I think, judging by how Jakob is pushing so much, I think Alex will not want to be patient. I think he wants this lead. He looks very aggressive at the moment, and why shouldn't he try and take the lead? Yeah. I mean, for our sakes, we certainly want him to battle for the lead. But you're right, Alex Gal has been known to be patient as they head up through the exit of turn 1, up towards the hill of Rouge and Radion. A little bit of traffic there up ahead for them to contend with if the race continues at this pace. Up through Radion at the moment, Alex Gal will tuck into the slipstream behind Jakob as they head down towards Lecombe at the moment. And we just wait to see, will Alex Gal pull out? Does he want this lead? I think he does. As he pulls towards the inside, no, he lifts. He lifts Martin. Very interesting indeed. So he clearly wants more of the slipstream, and right, I think he's waiting.
Yeah, I think so too. As we see here, Dennis. Oh, was that Sean Collins off the track and after Kimmel Straight? I must have missed his breaking point there, but it seems like he just continued driving, and that's nice of him to not have an incident.
It was. So that promotes Paul Busby up to 4th. He is up 8 positions. We see Dennis Van Belen get past. I think he was trying to get past Jacob Money, so we'll especially ride on board through No Name as he gets very wide there. A lot of understeer he's carrying in that car. He's involved in an incident, so I wonder if he's maybe just picked up a little bit of damage. Back on board with Jakob in the 169 Carbon Sim Sport car as they come through the Fanny chicane towards Stavilo 1. Alex Gal looking ever menacing right behind him through the left right-hander Stavilo 1, through the flat right-hander of Stavilo 2 onto the back straight, and Alex Gal looks menacing at the moment. Got a
Diogo
much better
is
run.
right behind there though. Diogo probably still sees his chance, and look, there's some bump drafting here. Look at that.
Maybe they're trying to. We know that they talk to each other in Discord while they're racing. Maybe Alex Gal is trying to push Jakob away. He wants to get away from Diogo Alberto. Diogo has got nothing to lose. He needs to win both races, and I'm sure he'll be going absolutely mad, and he'll be driving the wheels off that Porsche Cup car to get the position. So very interesting. Now gap is now down to less than a second between those two, Alex Gal and Diogo Alberto. Actually, Diogo sets the fastest lap. He was 9/10 quicker on that lap than Alex Gal up ahead. So much quicker. This fight is certainly on. We might even have a 3-way battle for the lead. Busby just a little bit too far behind to get involved in this battle unless these three start fighting. But as we have a look at the battle from the best spot on track at the moment, Diogo Alberto's car, the number 18 27 Motorsport car, up through Radion onto the back straight. Alex Gal looking so close on the back of Jakob. Surely he's got to make a move at the moment. Surely he's got to pull out to the inside. No, not again. Doesn't want to interfere, which is I mean, it's understandable. It's still about 13 minutes to go in this race 1, but at some point, if you're battling for the championship, surely don't you want to be ahead? It looks that Alex Gal has got so much more pace as we see Dennis Van Belen past Jacob Money.
Let me tell you what, I've been looking at the top speeds, and while Jacob was in the tow, he got the top speed of 278, I think. It was very quick. Alex Gal got 275, when the other way around, when Alex Gal was the one pulling, he got top speed of 263, and Jacob gets a 264. So I think maybe there's a slight downforce change between the two of them, or something in the setup that just causes that straight line speed to just be a bit better for Jacob. But Diogo here, he must be happy. He must be so happy looking at the two of them, and I think that's why Alex might not be battling. He doesn't want to waste too much time and let Diogo catch up even more.
Surely if he wants to, I mean, I agree, I think that's what he's doing, but I think the question becomes, at what point does staying behind the driver ahead of you start to hinder you rather than help you? Diogo has absolutely closed his gap down to 7/10 now. Of course, Diogo is a little bit in the dirty air now, so we'll be struggling a little bit with understeer, a little bit more as we see Alex Gal maybe looking around the outside of Blanchimont. Alex Gal does look like he wants past, or at least is trying to pressure Jakob into a mistake as we come towards the bus stop. Another great overtaking spot on this track. Alex Gal just backs off a little bit as we head through the right-hander towards the left-hander. Let's have a look at the exit. Also tricky to get on the power here. will manage to do very nicely. Diogo is dropped off a little bit on this lap. He lost about 3/10 in that final corner there. They were all within a tenth of a second of each other as they crossed the line. So all of our leaders are back on pace. So it's all to play for, Martin.
Yeah, and these three guys just in a different league today. While they're within a second, they have over a 6-second gap down to P4. That is crazy to see. But the rest of the field is still very close, and I think a lot can happen back there as well.
I think a lot can indeed. As we head up the Kemmel Straight towards Lecom. Alex Gow looking very close. Jakob feeling the need to defend. Alex Gow will pull out towards the outside. Can he go all the way outside of Lecom? We'll see as they both break. Alex Gow just a little bit ahead. Jakob will still keep up the inside. They are side by side through part one of Lecom. Part through in towards Malmedy at the moment. Jakob holds the position. Alex Gow has a better exit through Malmedy towards Bruxelles. Down the hill in towards the right-hander at the moment, and Jakob he goes wide. I was going to say he just manages to cut ahead, and they were so close to touching through No Name. Jakob stays ahead. Alex Gal is in second, and Diogo all the time wants these two as Alex Gal's off the track. He's on the grass. Is he trying to go around the outside on the grass? I'm surprised he managed to keep ahead of Diogo with that line.
This is going to be goosebumps, Sebastian. This is going to be goosebumps. Alex Gal really wants past, and he's pushing so hard. Maybe a little bit too hard now, but I think it's getting a bit frustrating for him.
I think it is indeed as we head through the final chicane. Jakub Najowski still in the lead. Alex Gal second. Diogo Alberto in third. This is a three-way battle for the lead. This is what we've been wanting throughout the season. And finally, in race one of round 8, we have got it. Through Stavolo 2 at the moment. The next major overtaking stop is the bus. Overtaking place is the bus stop. So unless anybody's feeling super brave around the outside of Blanchimont, let's ride on board with Diogo Alberto, the number 18 car. He has the best view of this, and I'm sure he'll be praying that they have a little bit of an incident here so he can take the victory and the points over Alex Gal. The bus stop again. Will Diogo struggle through here like he did on the last lap? He seems to have a little bit less of a minimum apex speed through the first part of the bus stop there, and it's lost him a little bit more time as we head onto the straight towards turn 1 to start lap number 6 of this race. Down towards the braking zone, all looking even at the moment. Alex Gow, again, I'm sure will be wanting that line. Jakob's wide. He's got very wide on exit. That's actually might have saved him a little bit, because Alex Gow might have to now lift off before he gets to Eau Rouge and Radion, which will allow Jakob just to get that extra little bit ahead as you see the gap just ebbing away a little bit. Alex Gal pushing the track limit at the top of the hill as much as he can on towards the straight. Alex Gal stays behind the slipstream. Jakob doesn't feel the need to defend yet. Will we see a late defensive maneuver? Yes, we will. Jakob moves to the inside. Can Alex Gal go around the outside? Jakob says no to that one and covers off the offensive maneuver there quite nicely through Malmedy at the moment. Back on board with Diogo Alberto. We can see how close everybody is. Will Diogo feel the need to go down the inside into Bruxelles? Not yet, and it's all status quo at the front, Martin.
Yeah, and at the back, Nils Core actually last lap came up into P10, so that's provisional pole position for Heat 2 for Nils Core, and I think he'll be very happy about that if he can manage to stay there.
Very good job from Nils Core as we have a look at the Backmarker Racing battle. Kays versus Sean. Backmarker White versus Backmarker Invisible. Coming down the hill. I was just going to say if Kays was number 84, he'd be double the number of Sean. They clearly did not coordinate on their numbers very well. Through Pouan at the moment, Kays taking a tighter line, which will give him a better exit towards the Fanny chicane. Kays doesn't go down the inside. Of course, number 1 rule in motorsport is do not hit your teammate. As somebody who has done that, they never stop bloody talking about it.
But as we're looking at it, do you think these guys care about their teammates? Do you think they really care? I don't. I think they're race for the race. Just like you mentioned, Jakob Masajewski and Alex Gal, they're in Discord, they're talking, but don't underestimate. It's still very much a race. Every single one of these guys wants the top position for themselves.
I think that's certainly...
and it's not a team race. This is all purely driver by driver.
You're very right, it's all driver by driver, but a lot of these drivers will racing teams that do endurance races, and it can never help. Alex Gal actually has got a bad exit. Diogo Alberto looks very poised to take the position away from Alex Gal and up to second place as they come through La Source. All fairly even, so crucial to get this corner right, especially the exit as you've got the long run up towards the next braking zone of Lecom. through they go, past the old pit lane, or in the endurance pit lane as well. Riding forward with Diogo. Diogo's lost out a little bit on exit here. Alex Gal looks like to have the advantage as they come towards Lacombe now, through the Camel Straight, past the DRS sign. I'm sure Diogo will be wishing he had DRS, just that little extra boost in speed. They come towards, will Alex Gal pull out towards the inside? He's thinking about it, but not on this lap. So it's status quo out the front yet again on another lap, but don't expect it to stay this way for this long. We've still got just over 5 minutes to go in this race. Who's your prediction on Martin for the race win?
I think Jacob is looking very strong, and actually I think Alex is not looking very good at the moment. I think Diogo has the chance for second position. Alex does not look to be his form today.
I would tend to agree with you. I think he's had some standout laps, but he's not been on the pace that he normally is. Of course, he for viewers that weren't, I think, yeah. Anyway, he joined very late into practice, so that might be playing a little bit of a role into his lack of ultimate pace. I mean, he's still very quick, and they built up a 10-second gap to P4, so ultra impressive, even when they're not.
If you look at their lap times, the best lap times of the race, both Jacob and Diogo are into the 18.9s, while Alex Gal's fastest lap is just 19.34. So it's just not at the same pace as them, it seems like.
Very interesting. Of course, Alex Gal's been tucked behind the rear wing of Jakob for this whole race. As we have a look back, view from Alex Gal's car, back looking at Diogo, ever menacing in the rear view mirror as they come towards the bus stop now. Will we see any late lunges? Diogo brakes much later, much more confident on the brakes, but will he be able to gain all the way through the corner, or does Alex Gal gain it on exit? No, he does not. This is looking ever close as we come. 4/10 separate P1 and 2, 4/10 separate P2 and 3. The top three are separated by less than a second. They all did a lap within 1/10 of a second of each other. Well, I cannot wait for this race to find its climax as we come through the exit of turn 1 now. Alex Gal ever so close to Jakub Manajowski. We're actually looking at a little bit of the wrong camera angle at the moment. 2/10 separate the leaders. What will happen as we have a look at the view from Diogo? Now Alex Gal through the exit of Radion up towards the Campbell Straight. Jakob pulls to the inside. He wants that defensive line. Can Alex Gal go around the outside? He just doesn't have that overspeed. It'll have to be a very late lunge under braking, and he doesn't feel like he needs to do that at the moment. Will that pressurize him from will Diogo pressurize him now? We'll have to break that a little bit earlier. Not at the moment. 3/10 separate them at the moment. Make that 4/10 as we come through Melbourne towards Bruxelles. And what a race this has been, Martin. I cannot wait for it to end.
Yeah, definitely. And I wonder, should have Alex just have sent it a little bit more there? Was that his chance? Does he think he can get it? The time is running out for him, and he needs to make that move soon.
He does, and especially with Diogo wanting that position more than ever. As we have a look at a replay, and this is the start contact between, so that's Stephen Kershaw there, we've highlighted, and is he going to get a tap? He's got a tap from the 999 car. That's Dennis Van Berlin, and there's just absolute carnage. And then Sean Cranley Swash has fortunately been the unlucky one there and had to take a little bit of contact there as he had nowhere to go. And that was not what you want to see, is it, Martin?
Definitely not. But these things happen, especially that's a tricky corner with such a tight field. And if someone just doesn't take it at the same speed as the other people, as we see a little slide there by David Glass. But yeah, it's difficult because as we see the spin by David Glass, if you come into there and the guy in front of you is just a little bit too close to the guy in front of him, he might slightly tap the brakes or lift a little bit, and then the guy behind will not really have time to react. And I think that's just what happened here.
So too, and that was David Glass spinning on lap 1. That's what I caught. So no contact made there. That was just unfortunately a bit of an error. That's an error. Talking about errors, that's an error for Jakob. He's got wide, very squirrely on the exit of the final corners. We had, I think, was that white flag? I think that was white flag. We are on the last lap of this race. Jakob again looking up into T1. This is the greatest opportunity for Alex Gal that he's had in this race so far. Jakob clearly struggling a little bit with either tyre wear or just grip, or just feeling the pressure of the two cars behind him. Coming up the hill, Eau Rouge, now Radion. This amazing view from the back of the car towards it, over the curbs. Alex Gal looking very menacing in the mirror. Diogo just a little bit too far behind. Look at the speed Alex Gal's got. He's going to go to the outside of Jakob. They're side by side through Lecomte at the moment. Alex Gall breaks just a little bit later. He's going to go around all the way around the outside. Can Jakob stick it round the outside? Yes, he can. He's kept the position, but he's wide on exit. He's super wide. Really? Oh, they've touched. I think they've had a little bit of contact there. Jakob defending oh so much through the exit of Malmedy into Bruxelles. And again, Jakob so squirrely. What racing this is, Martin.
Yeah, and I thought he was off there. I thought Jakob was just off. I thought he was going into the gravel there. I don't know how he kept up, but oh my god, how did they all make it out alive? And look how close Diogo is now. He's right on the rear end of Alex, and that last few corner, it's all to play for now.
I think we're going to see some sense to come through the Fania chicane, riding on board with Alex Gall. He needs to make this move, and he needs to make this move quick. His final opportunity will be into the bus stop, but it's a tricky place to overtake there through Stavolo 1. Jakob looking a little bit on edge at the moment, looking like he's having to push so hard to keep this race winning. As he goes off the track, that might be a slowdown, but we'll have to see. I'm not super up to date with the current Spa track limits. I know that used to be a slowdown back in the day, but of course we've had some major track limit updates since. Through Blanche 1 at the moment, Alex Gall prioritising the exit, taking a little bit less speed into the entry. Will we see a dive down the inside? Will we see it? No, we won't. He does not want to play that game. Will Diogo Alberto feel the need? No, he won't either. So, unless anything dramatic happens out of the final corner, your race winner will be Jakob, with Alex Gall in second and Diogo Alberto in third, and they do, and Jakob almost spins across the line. I think he's ecstatic at that race win, and that was a well-deserved win. Paul Busby will come across the line. He's gained 8 positions in this race and will finish 4th. Sean Collins will finish 5th. There might be a change of positions. No, there won't be. Case just has to stay behind Sean. Another close battle out on track. David Glass will take the win in AM. Dennis Van Berlin, involved in that contact at the start, will finish ahead of Jacob Money, who will take 2nd in AM. Well done to him. Niels Kaur will be 10th in the pro category. Well done to Niels. And we'll watch now. Sean Cranley Swash will be 11th, with Stephen Kershaw unfortunately finishing last of the runners in the lap down after the contact at the start. And what a race that was, Martin.
What a race. And that last lap there, last few laps, goosebumps, just goosebumps. I thought something was gonna happen, and I'm a little bit surprised, but also in awe on how good these drivers are and that they made that stick and contact or anything. All 3 of them, because it was close between all 3. And yeah, good, clean racing. What we've seen this whole season. It's so impressive, and I'm so sad that this is our last race.
Me too. Yeah, 10 minutes until we get underway for the final time in the ISRC Porsche Cup Championship and ISRC as a whole. But congratulations to the winner of race 1. Jakob, incredible job. Alex Gall in 2nd, and Diogo as well. I think this means that Diogo might now be out of contention for the championship, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to end the season on a win, like I'm sure they all will be. So let's have a look at your grid, your reverse grid for race 2. Niels Kaur takes the pole position, followed by Jacob Money, Dennis Van Berlin, David Glass, Keys Eiserman, Sean Collins, Paul Busby, Diogo Alberto, Alex Gall, and Jakob will be. Of course, we'll let you know, and we'll give you the full rundown before the race begins. But it's good to know who's on pole. This man you're looking at right now is on pole, and he's wanting to do some practice starts. He's going to go for 1. I think that's his 3rd practice start if he gets away around. He's got to be a little bit cautious there to not burn out the clutch, and that's exactly what he's done there. You can hear he's got very limited drive getting away, and that's a real feature of these cup cars, is that the clutch will burn out ever so quick. But he's going to go for another practice start, so maybe he's definitely burning out the clutch there, and that's not a nice sound. I cannot imagine the smell inside that car. As we all know, burning clutch does not smell nice. As my driving instructor once, he said it was worse than death. So there's a bit of advice for you as he tries to make it up the hill. As, we see a very slow-moving Porsche, and he's pulled over to the side. Is he going to do a practice start? No, thank God. That might have been a very interesting practice start position. Look at Alberto there going out on track.
I will let you keep on the reins for a second, Seb, and I will see if I can get some interviews going here. See if we can get the. And as I was just about to go get him, here we have Martin Pearson.
Good evening, Martin. Of course, must be a pretty mixed emotions for you tonight. But how was your race one?
My race one was absolutely terrible. I didn't press the brake hard enough, and I got I jumped the start. It was only an 8-second stop and hold, but I was P nowhere afterwards. Yeah, frustrating. I'm really struggling with this car at this track, unlike earlier in the series when I felt a little bit better. But hey, oh, it's all fun, and let's try go get him in race 2, I guess. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, I mean, you start in P12. Third from last, but P12.
Yeah.
So,
go on.
some things to play for. We saw, who was it? Paul Busby making up 8th positions in race 1. So we know it's possible here. Question I'm going to ask you: have you been driving the new Mercedes car around this track?
Wrong person to ask, I'm afraid, Seb. I haven't even. I don't know it.
Because I was saying in commentary that I think a lot of people have, and I'm surprised that people are managing to switch back to the Porsche Cup so quickly here.
Yeah, well, I did a 6-hour endurance event here, not last weekend, but the one before, and that was in the Cayman, and I feel as if I was much quicker in the Cayman than I am in this car. Oh, yeah.
Well,
no, if people have been doing it, then that's a hell of a switch, because this thing is nothing like a Formula 1 car.
No, it looks a little bit slower, maybe a little bit, just a tad. But you can't even use that as an excuse. I was trying to give you a way out, Martin. You should have just said,
I should have taken it. Yeah, the hook was there. I should have just latched on.
Oh, so yeah. Well, maybe for season 3 you'll learn.
Talking about season 3, which we will sadly not have, Martin, we're going into the last race for ISRC now, the absolute final race. How are your feelings?
Feelings are mixed. I want a good race for myself personally, but looking at the results from race 1, it looks like there was a cracking race for the overall win, and then also looks like Sean and Case had a great race for 4th place. So yeah, I mean it's always been, ISRC has always been about being accessible to everybody, I feel, whether you're an alien or whether you're just a reasonably competent person who wants to go racing. So yeah, it'd be good to round it off, and yeah, it'd be nice to round it off with a slightly better result for myself.
Well, as I'm sure you know, you're an admin of the session, so maybe will we see a surprise safety car midway through the race?
I wish I could say that, but since there are championship points on the line, I don't think that'll be happening. In a 20-minute race as well, it's a bit pointless. You end up ruining half of it, especially around here at Spa. But maybe,
maybe.
I don't think so.
Admin's advantage. It's a real thing. Because we have 4 minutes left in the warm-up, but yeah.
I really should have cleared my penalty at the start.
Well, we saw you do that in practice, so you've.
Yes, no, I definitely cleared in practice. It's like, it's only practice, it'll be fine. Then, no, I think it was serious enough to not do that.
You didn't even see the jump start, so we were wondering why you entered the pit. So shame that you jumped the start. So, race 2, gonna have more brake pressure on. Anything else about the start? As we see Alex Gall pushing very much through Radion there.
Yeah, a bit more brake pressure on the start. Make sure that's up. Pump that bad boy up, and then just try and latch on to whatever happens in front and avoid any potential chaos. Yeah.
Are you gonna send it into T1? Or is it
no,
I'm
not gonna send it. I'm gonna send it into T1 after we've finished the damn thing, maybe. Do a few donuts, perhaps. I don't know.
I think you probably very much deserve a few donuts, but if you send it into Turn 1 now, we're allowed to mock you for it, as you've stated on stream that you won't.
I've already heard that you're mocking my pace already, so no, nothing new.
I don't think we've mocked your pace. I think we've mocked everything else, but not your pace.
Fair enough. Well, pace is the next thing to mock then.
Oh well, I'll add that to my list of things to talk about during race 2. I was very happy to see not many incidents at the start. Were you involved in that little bit of a spin at Radion?
Nope, I wasn't even near it. I didn't realise there was one.
There was.
Was that far back, or was it behind me?
I think it was behind you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, this is the only thing that was behind me in that race, I feel.
Well, it was so there was a little bit. So hopefully, for your sake, no adventures into La Source, so you can get a good start and see off the season with a high.
Yeah, anyways. Looks like Case he was in the broadcast waiting room. It seems to have disappeared. Oh well. Well, yeah, have a good final race, guys. Thanks very much for helping out the organisation. And I hope some more great racing for you to watch and commentate on.
Thank you, Martin.
All right, enjoy. Oh, and sorry, before I go, there are a few people running special liveries. Have you been through them? Because David Glass is also running one, if you hadn't spotted his banner.
We have not. Maybe we should use this last minute here to do that. So
I'll let you do that, Martin, as we count down to race.
As we thank Martin and wish him best of luck in the upcoming race. Let's see if we can get a good look on the cars here. I think we saw a few special ones. So we had David Glass, you mentioned. Maybe if we can nudge our camera guy a little bit and have a look at David Glass's car, that would be splendid. I also know we saw another one. If not, we'll try to get them a look through them during the race or afterwards.
So we're sorry to cut in there, Martin. We're just having a little bit of a drone look. We've used up the rest of the ISRC budget to buy a drone. So we're we were going to give it to charity, but we've bought a drone instead. So who's that? That's the number 24, Jacob Money, running a goodbye ISRC with a thank you ISRC on the side of it with send it on the back, which is always good advice there. So that's a very nice livery there for Jacob Money.
Very high budget livery. Yeah, he stated earlier on. He said he's been putting hours and hours into this livery.
Well, we can see it as we get ready now for race number 2, the final race of ISRC. And let's hope it's a good one for all our sakes as we head towards the grid. And we'll talk you through the race the grid once again. So your pole sitter for the final race in ISRC is Niels Kaur. Jacob Money starts second. Dennis van Berlin is in third. David Glass, your winner, starts fourth. Kees Eiserman will start ahead of Sean Collins, who was trying desperately to get past in race 1. Paul Busby in 7th. Very good start for him in race number 1. Diogo Alberto is in 8th. Alex Gall 9th. Jakob is 10th. Sean Granny-Swash just missed out on the reverse grid pole, so he will have to start from 11th. Martin Pearson, who we were just talking about, who had shocking pace in race number 1, starts 12th. Stephen Kershaw is in 13th. And Tom Johnson is in 14th, although I don't think he is in the session, so will not take the start as we count down towards race number 2. And Martin, let's just hope it's another clean one, as we've got about 5 seconds. Any predictions?
Absolutely not. With the reverse grid now, it's very hard for me to predict.
I put you on the spot there. I do apologize as we get ready for 5 lights as they hold and they build, and we are underway. And Niels Kaur hasn't gone away. He screwed up his start. There's carnage at the start. Jacob Money takes the race lead. Nobody's hit him. We do not have a repeat of that horrible F2 accident. Down towards turn 1 at the moment. Jacob Money is in the lead. David Glass is second. Keys is in the lead of Pro. Diogo Alberto is in 4th. Very good start from him. That's Sean Granny-Swash having a bit of an issue in the background there. Riding on board with Jacob Money. This is for the AM lead and also the overall lead. We've got 2 AMs leading the way. Jacob Money will want that position from... David Glass will want that position from Jacob Money. They all get through just about. Jakob's on the grass, almost spinning. He's lost positions. He is down to last. Race 1 winner is last. P13 overall. Alex Gall has also dropped down. I don't know what's happening to him. He's very slow. Maybe he's letting David Glass is spun. And off, and that's Spa-Francorchamps Racing, number 88 car, into the wall. David Glass has had a terrible start. It was all looking so promising. Martin Pearson's up to 5th. Sean Collins is down to 6th. Jacob Money is in the lead. Diogo Alberto in 2nd. Dennis Van Bellen in 3rd. And what a start, Martin.
What a start. And I was just about to say I'm happy, even though Nils Kor with that horrendous start, everyone got away cleanly. And then sadly we see David Glass spinning and hitting Case there. So there's another one.
That John Cranley swatch again. And Stephen Kershaw's off. He'll be able to swap that. Oh, yeah. Stephen Kershaw's hit him. Carnage. Absolute carnage. Your race 1 winner is out of this race. Stephen Kershaw's had 2 terrible race starts. Such a shame for him. Oh,
and that's a shame to see. I wonder what happened there. Are people just pushing a little bit too hard here, and with the reverse grid, are they unsettled? It's very sad to see, but let me tell you, Diogo does not stand a chance anymore to win, but still secures his spot even more, and in for 2nd overall. And I think he'll be very happy about that, but what a shame to see with such a splendid first race and a splendid start. This first lap is a little bit shame to see, but look how close we all are here still.
We are indeed, as Alex Gal gets up ahead of Sean Cranley-Swash. So I think Alex Gal, my suspicion is that he was trying to race Jakob at the back of the grid, but after Jakob's spin and subsequent contact, he has not been able to do that. So he's trying to make his way through the field again. Next up for him is Sean Collins. Martin Pearson, I think, has also had a bit of an issue out on track, as he was up to, I think, 4th place at one point. So he might have had a little bit of a spin or some form of drama, which is sad to see. It's really right on board. So this is through the Fania chicane at the moment. And is he just going to have a little bit of opposite lock? So I think he's got a little bit of opposite lock in at the moment. I think he's lost it. He's pushing quite a lot through the first part of the chicane and then just going to drop it on the second part. Holds the brakes nicely. Going to go for a stylish 360. Is he actually going to hit the barrier? I think he'll be very lucky there, and off he goes again. So unfortunate for Martin, he's down in 9th place, but as we've seen, the racing is very intense here, so it's all still to play for. Back towards the front of the grid, this is Paul Busby racing Jacob Money for 3rd. So Diogo Alberto has gotten past, as we're watching those replays. Jacob Money has dropped down to 3rd. He was our race leader. So Diogo Alberto leads from Dennis Van Balen, and Jacob Money is in 3rd. Paul Busby wants to get past, and Jacob Money lets him go through. So he does not want any part of this race. He wants the AM win. He doesn't want the overall win. As we see Alex Gal racing Nils Kor for P6.
As you see that livery in front, I have to giggle a little bit to myself. It's but we got a little bit for those who was extra cautious. We did see the David Glass special livery saying thank you ISRC in the front windshield the first lap. Very nice to see that. But here, Alex Gal, as Nils Kor makes a little mistake, Alex gets a little bit closer, but just cannot make the move to stick. But I think we'll see him coming past her very shortly. So
I think we will too. Alex Gal has, of course, the race 1 P2, so he's and multiple-time race winner in this championship. Would he feel like to go to the inside of Blanchimont? He will. Nils Kor will be forced to lift here unless he wants to go all the way around the outside of Blanchimont, and he does so. Alex Gal with an impressive overtake takes that P6, but Nils Kor wants it right back. He's going to go around the outside of Alex Gal into the bus stop, but cannot make it stick. Alex Gal will take that position, at least for the moment. Up ahead, Paul Busby is 2 tenths behind Dennis Van Balen, so we'll be watching for that. Talking about 2 tenths behind, he's almost down the inside into turn 1, but cannot make it stick. So we'll have to settle for 3rd for at least another corner and a straight, as we have our top 10 separated by just over a second. It's like top 3 even separated by less than a second. It's deja vu all over again, and Jacob Money still only 2 seconds off the pace, so he's still there. That's very wide through for Dennis. So Paul Busby's got a great chance down the back straight towards Lecombe. Does he feel the need to send it on the inside? Does he want to make a risky move? The final race of ISRC. Will he will. He's going to send it down the inside. It'll be a very ambitious move if he can do it. And he might actually be able to do it. He managed just to break that a little bit later, which allowed him to get alongside into Malmedy, and that's a great overtake there if he can keep it. He can keep it on the road, which he can, towards Bruxelles. He will have the inside line, and Paul Busby take a bow, sir. That was an amazing overtake. And up to second for him. He has now got to track down Diogo Alberto if he wants P1 in this race. And what a race, what an overtake that was. Yeah, Dennis Van Berlin is down to P3, and Jacob Money is pressuring him right behind.
Yeah, and that was a very splendid move. I didn't think he would go for it, let alone make it stick. So, Busby, that was a nice move done by you. Looking at the rest, it's a little bit more spread out now, but the battle for P3, I think, is the closest one we will see for a while coming, as Alex Gall is slowly getting closer and closer to Sean Collins in 5th.
He is indeed having a look at Sean Collins, the only remaining backmarker racing car out on track at the moment. Of course, we've also lost, so we've lost Kays for backmarker, Jakob, our race 1 winner, and Tom Johnson didn't take the start. Stephen Kershaw was involved in that incident with Alex Gall, so he's still running, so not a lot of damage sustained for those two as we have a look. Or there's so again a sad looking Porsche car with David Glass just within sight, so maybe there might be a bit of a race later on in this race, but as it stands at the moment, and that's very slow there from the 999 car.
Don't forget David Glass also with plenty damage in his car, so I think that's the two of them, the two damaged cars fighting it out at the back.
Of course, as Alex Gall sets the fastest lap of the race, 2 minute 18.3, 9/10 quicker than your race leader at the moment. So he's got, he was showing in race 1, incredible pace, but is a little bit too far off the lead to capitalize on that pace at the moment. On board with Jacob Money. Martin, why don't you talk us through this lap?
As Jacob Money here will try to get the most slipstream he can from Dennis Van Balen in front, but for now we'll just have to ease it in slowly. I think that Jacob Money with just a slight pace advantage over Dennis Van Balen at the moment, as we see he closes so much into the braking zone. As we come through Lacombe out, he has closed the gap just even more, and I think we will see into Rivage the gap just closing and closing, as Paul Buxby in front has made a little mistake and gone deep into no name. Jacob Money just takes a bit more curb and goes even so wider, but Dennis Van Balen just keeping the speed up in front.
Indeed.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry to cut in, Martin. I just wanted to say that Alex Gall has gotten past Sean Collins. So Alex Gall is up to P5 and getting on the back of this battle now. So we might be seeing Alex Gall. Can Alex Gall win this race? He's got 12 minutes to do it. And
there's contact between Sean Collins and Nils Core.
Oh, that was a good spot there. I was too busy watching the timing towers. They go side by side now through the Fania chicane towards Stavolo 1. Sean Collins still just ahead, but only by an inch, a margin, as Niels Core will have the better exit through Stavolo 2. He'll be slipstreaming all the way down to Blondremont. Niels Core was overtaken here by Alex Gall, so he knows how to do it. Will he want to make the move into Blondremont? We will see as he gains more and more speed. He heads closer and closer to that rear bumper of that Porsche, driven by Sean Collins. Lifts a little bit. He does not want to make a move through Blondremont. Gets the understeer there from the dirty air. So we'll have to wait until at least turn 1, unless he's feeling very brave under brakes. But he's not at the moment. And I thank Niels for that, because it's always a scary maneuver.
And if Nils is smart here, actually waits up until the camel straight to overtake, and I think that's what he'll be doing. Oh, he's having a look into T1.
Having a little bit of a look. Maybe he's trying to unsettle Sean. No, he's not. He's going to take the position. A little bit of a lock up there, but that will give Sean the better run out and down the hill, and then up the hill, and then up the hill a little bit more towards Lacombe, as we see David Glass, that sad-looking car, after being involved in that incident with Kays. Such a shame for him, as we ride on board with Niels Core, looking back towards Sean Collins. Sean will want this position back. Will he go towards the inside? I think Niels will defend to the inside. Yes, he will. He pushes Sean towards the outside. He'll have to go all the way around the outside if he wants the position. Sean is overtaking him on the straight with the extra speed, but they go side by side into Lacombe at the moment. Niels Core will take the inside line. Will Sean stick it around the outside that will become the inside for the next corner? No, he will not. So Niels Core maintains that position. David Glass has got past Sean. Cranley Swash in the background. So David Glass is up to P9. Niels Core stays in 6th. Sean will have to settle for P7. Jacob Money is in, is 2/10 behind Dennis Van Berlin, just ahead, but Alex Gall less than a second behind them at the moment, so all to play for up the front. And Alex Gall, if he wants this win, will have to get past these two as quick as possible. Otherwise, he'll be just simply running out of time as Dennis goes very wide into P1 at the moment. That will give Jacob a big opportunity into part 1 of the Fania chicane. He could stick it down the inside if he's feeling super brave, and I think he is. Yes, he is. He's down the inside. A super move from him. All he needs to do is stick it close to the apex. That'll become the outside for Fania 2, but he'll have the inside for Stavolo. Left and right, he's oh so wide, also squirrely from Jacob Money there, down the inside of Stavolo 1. This will continue into Stavolo 2 and outside, but that's a great move from Jacob Money, and he's got Alex Galscal's going to capitalize on this too. Good spot there, Martin. He's now side by side with Dennis Van Belen. He's become out towards the I've lost my train of thought, out towards Blanchimont, but Alex Gall will just have to just slot in behind Dennis Van Belen. He's not capable of making another move around the outside, but maybe he can make a move on the outside towards the bus stop chicane. No, he can't. Great move from Jacob Money there, up to P3, and what a stunning move.
Yeah, and as we see the racing really getting on here now, and I think Alex Gall is on a charge. Having a look now at Dennis Van Belen into T1. Making the move rather easily. I wonder if Dennis just let him through a bit. And now Alex will have stick into the slipstream here, sorry, of Jacob Money. And I think this will be interesting to see where the three of them come out at the end of the camel.
Oh, Jacob, I hope you enjoyed your time in P3, because I don't think it's going to stay for much longer as we come up through Radion, actually. As we now head down the Camel Straight, as we see they go side by side. Alex Gall has had to pull out so early. He's got so much extra speed at the moment. I think Jacob's defending a little bit of fresh air there as he goes onto the grass to try and defend. But they've touched!
I'm sorry. Oh, my God. That will not be nice for Alex. I don't think they expected that.
In the final race of the season, contact for your championship winner, Alex Gall. Such a shame. So Jacob Money has made contact with Alex Gall. So Jacob is now down to 4th and Dennis Van Belen is up to 3rd. I did not see that coming, Martin. What a shame for Alex Gall, though.
Yeah, really a shame to see. And he was on a charge. That's not so very good. Diogo, on the other hand, will be, I think, a bit mixed feelings. He's in a lead at the moment, and I think a lead that he will wish he had the same sort of situation in race 1 as well.
I think you will. Talking about maintaining it, that lead for the race lead has come down to 5/10 now, as maximum has been up to about 1.6 seconds, so we'll keep an eye on that. But the battle that we want to have a look at the moment is Martin Pearson and Alex Gall. Of course, Alex having that quite substantial amount of damage now. He's in that club at the back of the field, the Stephen Kershaw, David Glass sort of area of the track where they've all had their unfortunate moment during this race. But Martin Pearson wanting to hopefully keep Alex Gall behind him, and would be nice for Martin, who of course had the little bit of a spin as well. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a tough race for P7, 8 and 9th and 11th, and of course Kays and Jakob as well, who are not being able to complete the race at the moment. Alex Gall breaks much later. A little bit of an update for you and the battle for the lead. Paul Busby now personal best lap on that last lap, 5/10 quicker than Diogo, so it's all not over for the lead as Alex Gall moves to the outside into turn 1 but backs off. Martin Pearson defends just enough, but Martin's very wide on exit, and I think Alex Gall might even be able to make the move before Radion and the Camel Straight. Will Alex Gall send it up the inside, and it'll be also interesting to see his top line speed after sustaining that damage. As I want to interrupt there, Paul Busby is 5/100th of a second behind Diogo Alberto there, slipstreaming. Paul Busby will send it down the inside of Lacombe 2. They come towards Malmedy. Paul Busby still behind. Will he have a little bit of a look in towards Brussels? Yes, he will. Down the inside he goes. Can he make it stick, or does Diogo manage to just defend? He does. So the race lead will just stay with Diogo for another lap, but we are getting some great racing here tonight, aren't we, Martin?
Yeah, and I don't know where he got all that time. Paul Busby really going quickly here, and Diogo, I think we will see hopefully a defending masterclass from Diogo, because he does not want to let these points go.
He does not indeed. Paul Busby, not in the championship battle, but wants this battle for pride, another race win, and of course Busby, a stunning drive from him. His first race in this league. Coming through the final chicane now, down towards Stavilo 1. Will Paul want to make a move into Stavilo 1? Not at the moment. Of course, it can be done. We've seen it be done. It's always a little bit treacherous, though, through Stavilo 2. A little bit of a lift there. You can see how much understeer Paul is having to contend with, being behind another car. That car being the number 18, 27 Motorsport car of Diogo Alberto. Down the back straight at the moment, much more overspeed at the moment. That's so much more overspeed. He's going to go down the inside of Blanchimont. Yes, he is. They're side by side through Blanchimont, and they touch. Somehow they both stay pointing in the right direction. I've never seen two cars touch at Blanchimont and live to tell the tale. Great driving. I applaud both of you for keeping it out of the wall there. That was some scary stuff, but Diogo still manages to keep the lead of this race, and my God, Martin.
Yeah, but I wonder, was that a bit of an opportunistic move by Paul there? Is that a move you would make? I'm a bit on the edge. I mean, if they made it both through, but that's on the for me an on the edge move to make.
Another move happening at the moment is Alex Gall has gotten past Martin Pearson, so Martin is down to P8, Alex up to P7. I think Paul might have been thinking that Diogo was letting him by. There was a massive speed difference there, so maybe Diogo's having to fuel save a little bit. There might be some more dramas to come as we now head for round 2 down the straight. Diogo weaving all over the place. Paul will have to take the outside line here as Diogo's defended the inside at the moment, and they just haven't broken. Paul has broken just that little bit earlier, which means he can't go around the outside, so Diogo will keep the lead for another lap at least for Lecombe as we head very wide there from Paul.
And I wonder now, it's been a little bit dirty, in my opinion, from both of them. I wonder, are they a bit agitated with each other as we here get to see a replay?
So this is the start of the race. On board with Case.
I think this is David Glass losing it.
Yeah.
Right here.
So he's gone wide. So he's oversteered onto the grass, and then the grass has compounded the issue, and I think he was a bit of a passenger at that point, but such a shame. And you even see him stop and going, do I need to tow? No, I think the car's okay. And off he went, which was a good decision from him. He's up to P9 and P2 in class. So good job. Another person we haven't mentioned is Sean Cranley-Swash, who I know was having some lessons from Paul Busby last night. So interesting, I think, to see, obviously, the drivers taking this league so seriously, and it's a great job they do. And there's been some great racing this season, and in the Porsche Cup South Season 1 also had some great battles in it as we head back on board with the battles that are still happening out on track for the race lead, for the final race of ISRC. Paul Busby wants this win, and he is looking mighty quick at the moment as we head towards the bus stop chicane. I think this might be the final lap of the race. We'll keep you informed. They almost touch. Paul Busby much later on the brakes as they come through the bus stop chicane to start lap number 9. I will watch the flag. Is this white flag, or do we have one more lap? We have the white flag. So this is the final lap of the race. This is the final lap of ISRC. Come through turn 1 at the moment. Diogo Alberto is still in the lead. On the exit of turn 1, they all look fairly equal as we have another look of a battle. The battle for P1, and now the battle for P3. Niels Core, the battle for P4. I think Niels Core has gone past both of them there, Martin. Anyway, we'll have to work that out later. Sorry to cut in there, Martin. As Paul Busby almost gets wide on the exit, squirreling away. That might just have hurt his chances for the win. Slipstreaming, gaining the speed, gaining the momentum to go around the outside. They'll have to brake very late and very deep under brakes. And will he? Yes, they do. They touch. And Diogo just manages to stay ahead. So some great defending there. Dennis Van Berlin is past Jacob Money in the background there. They're still squabbling for position. Jacob Money back up to P4. Oh, he's across the grass. He's across the grass, and so is Dennis. I think there's been contact there. Sean Collins is up to P5 in drama on the last lap. And there's Jacob Money having, I think, a slowdown there. So Sean Collins and all of that will finish P4 as it stands, and Paul Busby pushing all of the limits super wide through the exit of No Name there. That's for sure and off track, but he does not care. He wants this race win, but Diogo, I think, has done enough just to stay ahead for the moment.
Yeah, and all I'm thinking about is all these incidents has caused some major changes, I think, in the championship by the end of all of this. Not for the lead, but for the guys in the middle. So it will be very interesting to see. But what the race this has been. Quite a few incidents, but also very nice racing, especially between these two guys. They've been on the edge, but they made it clean so far. And by the looks of it, Diogo seems to be coming out on top.
he is, and congratulations to you for a brilliant defensive masterclass in the last 2 laps of this race. As we come through Blanchimont for the final time in ISRC, it's been a great pleasure to be a commentator for this great league and a great pleasure to be driving as well, and I'm sure all of the drivers here today will feel the same. Thank you very much to Martin Pearson and Isaac Barkley for organising this championship, and for all the admins and organisers that have stepped in to help. It's been a great honour and a pleasure to be a commentator and a driver and an admin for this league. But your race winner, the final time, is Diogo Alberto, takes the win. Paul Busby will take P2, 8 tenths behind. Niels Kaur takes the podium. Congratulations to you, sir, after starting on reverse grid pole after that start. Sean Collins just crosses the line ahead of Jacob Money. Dennis Van Berlin will take P6. Alex Gow comes across the line to take 7th. Martin Pearson in 8th. David Glass is in 9th. John Kelly Swash will come across the line in 10th in just a minute. And Stephen Kershaw also close to him behind 6 tenths away, but is unable to do it. And we see some great donuts in case is coming out on track as well as your one of your drivers who have also competed in the endurance series as well, and we see some lovely donuts in the background there. Congratulations to all of you that have finished and all of you that have raced, and thank you very much as well. And there's some lovely donuts there as we see the Paul Busby car and the number 18 car. Diogo, you've got a lot of reasons to do some donuts, sir. That was a great driving masterclass as always from you, Martin Pearson, as well, doing some donuts. And I wonder if a few people are maybe, there's a little bit of contact there from the wall. They've touched Martin.
And while we give shout out to all the drivers and everyone helping out in the league, I want to give a big thank you to everyone watching us and tuning in. Something I really enjoyed was on this last lap, we had different people, some rooting for Diogo, some for Paul, and cheering on in the chat while they were fighting it out for the first position on the final lap, which brings in a little bit of extra niceness to it to me and makes me smile even more. And what a season we've had so far.
What a season.
Well, what a season we've had is what I mean.
Can't believe it's over. What a season. It's been high drama from the very start in Hockenheim. I can remember the Detroit race 2 eval being chased by Alex Gall to the first Red Bull race, the Red Bull Ring race, which was a 40-minute race, and the strategy there. It's been a great season, never a dull race, and it's a shame to see it end. But what a way to finish the season, and what a way to finish ISRC.
Yeah, and I'm a bit of loss of words. I almost feel a little bit teary-eyed knowing that this was the last race. I'm actually sitting myself now thinking about that. It's still not quite over. There's been a few incidents. The stewards will have to have a look at that. So it's not over till the fat lady sings. But yeah, it's been amazing to be a part of it.
I echo those sentiments. Congratulations to everybody who has raced, everybody who has been watching, everybody that has just tuned in to watch even a couple of seconds of the race. It means the world to all of us. And yeah, congratulations to everybody that's joined and raced during the ISRPC season. It's been great. We've had a lot of different names here, and it's just been a great privilege to commentate and to watch the drivers develop. And congratulations to Diogo for the great race win, and commiserations to Paul Busby. So nearly the perfect first race for him, almost taking the win in race 2 after gaining 8 positions in race 1. And I think we will be talking to him in just a minute, so it'll be interesting to hear from him. And yes, just what a race! I'm lost for words too, Martin. It feels very strange to be talking about the last race of the season. So let's not, and let's instead. It was just about to be an interview, but he's at the end just not there at the moment, so we'll wait for just 2 seconds as he's in the broadcast rating room now. So let's talk to Paul Busby. Good evening, Paul. That was a masterclass by you into how to start off a league in the right way.
That was honestly one of the most enjoyable races I've had in months. That was absolutely awesome. Completely on the edge, respect everywhere on the track. Everyone giving room. Yeah, honestly, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
Before Seb goes on with the question, I just want to applaud you for that move, the outside move at the end of Camel.
Thank you. Spa is my favourite track. Like you get people who like specialise in the Nordschleife. I love Spa. I've done hundreds of thousands of laps around here now, and I like to put people in positions where they haven't got much choice. So yeah, it's good fun.
That was some of your moves were great, and on the final lap you were trying to go again around the outside of Le Combe, but just couldn't quite make it on that occasion.
Yeah, by then I'd absolutely roasted my tyres, and I was struggling with traction coming out the corners. The one that I should have got it done was through Blanchemont, and we banged doors a little bit. To be honest, it's probably on me. I probably drifted out a little bit too wide, but I didn't want to close the door too tight when it's my first race with these guys, you know.
Yeah, well, I was going to talk to you about that because it looked like Diogo was going very slow. Did you think he was sort of letting you by, or was that just?
No, I think I was running lower wing than Diogo, so he was struggling a lot down the straights. And then he had a bit more traction through kind of Le Combe and through No Name and through Pouon. So it was just I was just trying to get into his slipstream because he managed to get away a little bit at the start where I was stuck in traffic a little bit. Once I managed to get the gap down to less than a second, I was literally clawing back like half a second down the Kemmel alone in his slipstream. So I think he must have had a bit of a safer setup than me, but I think it paid off for him in the end because my tyres were absolutely toast.
That's always interesting, and yeah, we've it's not the first time that the race has been decided by differing downforce levels. So one of the reasons why I love the Porsche Cup. At the start, I don't know if you saw that the pole sitter Niels got away very poorly. Were you involved in that? Did you have to take some avoiding action?
Yeah, to be honest, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, the start was insane. I had like 4 or 5 cars kind of converge in front of me, where some people obviously got wheel spin off the line, and I was surprised I survived. I'll be honest. It looked like I was going to get kind of V'd coming out of La Source, but we all managed to survive. I don't think anyone took any damage, or not around me. So and going through Eau Rouge is pretty tasty in this pickup car. I'm normally a GT3 guy, so having a lot less downforce and no traction control kind of makes it a bit more interesting.
It's a silly amount of fun, this car. And it's provided great racing all throughout the season, and it's a shame to not be able to like do another race because it's been so great. And talking of other races, were you sort of like building confidence throughout the race, and like race 2, did you feel a lot more confident than race 1?
Yeah, definitely. The first race, I messed up qualifying, so I ended up starting like P13 or something. So I just thought, right, let's just have some fun, try and make as many passes as possible, and just try and get as far up the field as I could. I knew I wasn't going to catch the 3 aliens at the front, being kind of 10 seconds back at the start. So it was just kind of about consolidating and make sure I didn't bin it really. So I'd say the second half of the first race, I was just kind of cruising around, just making sure I didn't put it in the wall. And then the second race, where I'm gutted I didn't win it, to be honest with you. I feel like I definitely had that in the bag, but I just couldn't make it stick. Credit to Diogo, honestly, that was absolutely fantastic. I was really, I'm buzzing, honestly. You can probably tell by the amount I'm waffling.
I completely know how you're feeling. I think my best race I've ever had in iRacing was one of these Porsche Cup races. So I know how it feels, and when you get it right, and when you're just on the edge of grip and you're chasing a win, there's no better feeling. So major props to you. And what I was going to say is, it's a good sign of a race when you forget that you almost died on the start.
I literally can't remember anything other than the last 2 laps. If I'm being honest, it's a complete blank. But just want to give a big shout out to the organisers as well. Obviously, it's the first time I've raced on IRC, ISRC, but it's brilliantly organised. Everyone's friendly and helpful, and really good stuff. It's a shame it's going.
Yeah, I'll don't worry about getting the name wrong. I got the name wrong on the first time I did commentary, so that wasn't the best. Thank you very much for joining in. It was a pleasure to watch you race, and pressure Diogo for the win. And congratulations. And we hope to see you. You're racing this weekend in the FTR, aren't you?
I am indeed. Yeah, going for the class win in the GT4 at Belle Isle. Again, that's just going to be a case of keeping it out the wall for 4 hours, really. That's going to be insane around their multi-class GT3, P Cup, and GT4. So it's going to be. I can't even contemplate that right now. But I need to go and start getting practicing, because after driving the P Cup, it's quite a bit different to the GT4. So need to go and train my feet again.
I can imagine. Well, good luck for that, and have a great weekend, and we wish you all the best for that race.
Thanks a lot, guys. Looking forward to watching it back. Take care.
Thank you very much.
That was a really nice interview. And another person that we always have a great interview with is David Glass. Let's have a little chat to him as we just bring him into the interview room. I'll let you take this one, Martin, as I know that you love to talk to David.
David, welcome.
Hello.
I don't know where to start. Let's start with the worst part. I'm very sorry to say. This second race, a little bit of an incident. You seem to go off a little bit. Why? Did you touch the curb? You touched the grass? What happened?
I heard from my spotter that we were 3 wide, so I wanted to leave enough space so we didn't crash. But there wasn't enough grip on the outside with the cold tires, so I spun. That's it.
Right.
And that after my first good start.
Yeah, and we were talking about you actually before the first race. Both of your starts seem pretty good today. Have you been putting in some extra practice for this final race?
Yeah, for last race, but that was a rolling start. But it worked. So I was happy with my start this time.
Yeah, that's very nice. And let's talk about the first race of today. That went a bit better. You seemed quite comfortable. How did you feel?
Yeah, good. Was sad I couldn't keep up with the guys in front. It was a bit lonely. But it was a good race overall. Not really exciting, but yeah, was good points. Not that I gained any places, I think, with this race in the championship, but was good.
And you've had quite an up and down season. You've been very strong on track yourself, but a few incidents in the starts. But I think, as we mentioned this as well earlier on, you've been improving a lot during the season. Now, as we saw on your windshield, many thanks ISRC, and with the end of here, what are you looking to do? Something else now? Are you looking forward? What's your plans now?
I'm not really sure. Maybe I will look for another league, but I think I have to look for something that catches my eye, and it has to be on Wednesday or Thursday, so I have to see which leagues are available.
Right. Well, personally, I want to say thank you. You provided some amazing racing this season, and I think we've always had a lot. You've given us plenty to talk about during the broadcast and ourselves. So I would just say thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. It was great racing with you. And, are you doing something else after this, or just racing for yourself now.
Something
No comment.
making. No comment.
No comment. Yeah. We can neither confirm or deny.
I hope to hear something from you then.
Yeah, but for now, thank you very much. Thanks for this
Thank
season,
you.
and I hope that we see you again in the future.
Good, thank you, and see you again.
So, Seb, what do we say? How do we round up such a wonderful night, but such a sad night at the same time?
Been asking myself the same question, just listening to David Glass's interview there. Always lovely to talk to him, and yeah, you're right. It's a mixed emotions for all of us here. Of course, what a night to end the season on! What a night of racing, and yeah, just been a great season to watch. And from our perspective, it's been some of the closest and best racing I've seen on iRacing for a very long time, and that's what league racing is all about. And all of the competitors have just been lovely, and it's not developed into anything other than just friends going racing and racing each other, which is just been perfect. So just a big thank you to all of the drivers for keeping it so clean and so professional and friendly.
Yeah, and I totally agree. It's been one of the best leagues I think I've seen, both the endurance but also the Porsche Cup. And the Porsche Cup, as you say, it's been more not the feeling for me. While we had very intense battling on track, off track, it hasn't been so tense. It's been, as you say, more friends bantering and, in between, and jokes rather than a harsh tone. So it's been very nice and very just how I would like it to be, I guess. I'm very happy with how it all turned out, and with all that amazing racing we've had on track. I couldn't ask for much more, actually.
I couldn't ask for much more either. So I think that concludes our live stream for tonight and for the ISRC Porsche Cup season and for ISRC as a whole. Just a big thank you to everybody who's organised it, and I guess we will see you around on iRacing. But until we meet again, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
I wish to say thank you as well, Seb. Thank you to Vincent for handling all the cameras. Thank you for everyone who's helped out in the background with all the administrative work and so on. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you to everybody. And we will see you again soon.